Coming up on News Live at 6, it's the first day of Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month for Syracuse University. Find out how SU is celebrating.
Plus, Student Association presidential candidates battle it out as election voting nears. CitrusTV reporter Peter Elliott has a full breakdown of last night's essay debate.
And our own Zach Richter explains how the off-campus meal plan program plans on revamping how the system works. Find out that and more. Your campus news leader, Citrus TV News, Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Today is April 1st, which marks the start of Asian American and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month here on the Syracuse University campus. Good evening. I'm Tyler Melito.
And I'm Trey Redfield. Thanks so much for joining us. Although AAPI Month in the United States is celebrated in May, the university wants to ensure that students will be here to celebrate. That's why it is being celebrated in April. Today marks the beginning of Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and tonight a kickoff event is being held in the Schine Student Center to celebrate the AAPI community here at Syracuse. Citrus TV's John Perik joins us live tonight from inside the Schine Student Center. John, what's the atmosphere like in there right now?
Well, Trey, good evening. Right now, it is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month here at Syracuse University and across the country. And there have been events here in the Schine Student Center that have gone on throughout the day, and they have just actually concluded. Right now behind me, there is a reception that is wrapping up. Now, a few of the highlights from the program itself, a few students came and gave presentations, and there was also a candlelit vigil here in the Schine Student Center to remember all those who have been affected by anti-Asian violence and hate. And now, the month will continue with many more events that Syracuse University is hosting, and of those include on April 5th, a book club discussion. On the 6th, Dumplings Around the World comes to Syracuse, and there, the Lambda Phi Epsilon fraternity will host the event. And for anyone who's interested in dumplings, who likes dumplings well, I would recommend going to that, because there you can even learn how to wrap your own dumpling. And then on the 19th, a series of presenters will gather for a discussion about anti-Asian bias and hate. And all of the events throughout the month will conclude with a badminton tournament, and registration for that tournament is currently open and will conclude on the 22nd. And now tonight, I am joined here with Mercy Sugai, who's an event organizer. Well, Mercy, I've got to ask you tonight, how's it going? Has it been a success?
I think so. I'm really proud of all the work that the students did, especially we have a committee of faculty, staff, and students. It really came through, and I think that went really well.
Well, Mercy, thank you for your time. And now the week and the month will continue with more events, and tomorrow will be the Festival of Colors at 1:00 p.m. in the Women's Building. But tonight here in the Schine Student Center, John Perik, Citrus TV News. Guys.
John Perik, thank you. Tomorrow, the South Asian Student Association is hosting an event celebrating Holi, known as the Festival of Colors. Holi is a celebration that includes dancing and throwing powders of color onto people. They will be on the Women's Building field from 1 to 4 tomorrow afternoon.
The CDC is recommending masks for Onondaga, Oswego, and Cayuga County. In an email from Vice Chancellor J. Michael Haney, Syracuse University is staying at COVID level yellow. While SU is not experiencing a surge in transmission, it's in contact with the New York State Department of Health and monitoring public health conditions. The decision from the CDC is based on an increase in active COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and hospital capacity.
Today, Syracuse University welcomed potential members of the class of 2026. The university held one of its 6 reception dates in the Dome this afternoon for admitted students. Organizations on campus had the opportunity to host tables and meet potential incoming students. Future dates this month include April 4th, 8th, 11th, 18th, and 22nd.
Last night at the National Veterans Resource Center, the 3 tickets for the Student Association executive election squared off in a debate moderated by Citrus TV. Our reporter Peter Elliott is in studio with more on what the candidates exactly talked about. Peter, good evening.
Trey, good evening. The 3 candidates for president and vice president of the Student Association took to the stage last night in a debate hosted by Citrus TV to share their plans for how they would improve the student experience here at SU. The topics included improving the quality of the dining halls and how they plan to work with the administration. In answering questions from moderators and students, the candidates shared how they would lead the student body if elected.
Candidates making their cases.
That's what happened under the bright lights of the National Veterans Resource Center auditorium on Thursday night, ahead of next week's Student Association executive election. The debate featured hopefuls for the offices of SA President and Vice President, 3 tickets, each with their own vision for how they would advocate for the student body. Candidates were asked about a variety of hot-button issues, such as their plans for the allocation of mental health resources, how they'll improve dining hall quality, and if they'll advocate for meal swipes in the Schine Student Center. Junior Jordan Pierre and sophomore Lauren Glossner pledged to promote transparency and fight for underrepresented groups at SU.
By being up here today, we are defining a lot of stereotypes placed upon our community.
Junior Breton McNeil and freshman Sky Gorzinski argued that as outsiders to SA, they could bring fresh ideas to the student governing body.
I'm running for SA president because I have a very good feel of the pulse here of the students of Syracuse University.
And the incumbent, Junior David Bruin, along with his new running mate, Junior Adia Santos, pointed to their collective experience for why they should earn students' votes.
There's no one better suited to serve the student body than someone who's already done the job as president.
Bruin, who ran unopposed last year, said he appreciated the student turnout, as well as the chance to engage with the other candidates on stage.
Well, I think it was good turnout, and I think, it should be an event of some level of spectacle.
With voting to begin on Monday, it's now time for the students to make their voices heard. Voting for the SA elections opens on Monday and runs through Friday on MySlice. While turnout for SA elections tends to be low among students, President David Bruin is hopeful students will exercise their right to vote for student representation. Trey, Tyler, back to you.
Peter Elliott, thank you. Viewers worldwide will once again get to see the bird's eye view of SU Sue and Otto. The red-tailed hawk pair built a new nest in the north-facing archway of Bone Hall after 10 years of nesting in Lyman Hall. As a result, a new camera has been installed to monitor the new nest location.
5 SU faculty members are joining forces with other leaders at Atlantic Coast Conference schools. The ACC Academic Leaders Network is joining leaders across member institutions in an effort to grow the diversity of ideas for the conference. The group held their first conference earlier in March.
The off-campus meal plan here at Syracuse University, otherwise known as the OCMP. Our CitrusTV reporter Zach Richter joins us live in the studio with more on the expansion of the program. Zach.
Thanks, Tyler. The off-campus meal plan gives SU students the opportunity to have food arrangements for restaurants near campus. The program is not affiliated with Syracuse University, but has remained popular with students. And big changes are coming to the program starting next fall. Currently, the OCMP offers students over 40 restaurants near SU's campus, such as Jimmy John's and Varsity Pizza. However, the program has begun to lose popularity as of late. I spoke with one of the managers of Varsity Pizza about this decrease.
We used to get 10, 15 at least a day. Now it's down to about 2, maybe 3.
I asked him if Varsity will continue to use the program if the usage remains low.
That's debatable. I mean, we do want to take care of the few people that still use it.
However, he said from a business perspective,
it's only going to be a couple of days. We probably will decide to get rid of it, but ultimately that won't be my decision.
But the OCMP is going through a revamp before next fall, with the goal to add more restaurants on Marshall Street, such as Starbucks and Five Guys. I spoke with the CEO of the program, David Diana.
We're going to do a big restaurant push and kind of go out and try and get people, new restaurants on the program.
David talked to me about what restaurants on Marshall Street they want to add for next fall.
Requested ones are like Starbucks, Chipotle, like Dunkin' Donuts, Five Guys.
He explains the process of what it will take to add these new restaurants to the program.
In the beginning of the summer, and we will talk to all these restaurants, get them set up, and then they'll be included as we go through in the fall semester.
Sign up for the OCMP in the fall will begin over the summer. Students that already have the OCMP for this current semester have seen major upgrades as of late, with the most recent one being the addition of Grubhub. However, there is so much more in the works for this program. Trey, Tyler, I'll send it back over to you.
Zach Richter, thank you. The new details, the city of Syracuse is expanding its partnership with Vio, a shared electric vehicle company. The expansion will include more e-bikes, electric scooters, and pedal bikes. Mayor Ben Walsh says people are ready to get outside and that there is no better time for this program to be back. People can use the Vio Ride app to find out parking hubs for their vehicles.
A Syracuse pastor has been named head of the city's office to reduce gun violence. Lateef Johnson Kinsey, pastor at the Well of Hope Church, was named today. Deputy Mayor Sharon Owens says the office was in the works before the pandemic even started. Cities across the country, including Syracuse, have seen an increase in gun violence since the pandemic began.
Local attorney Ed Meekin has died. He was 78. Mencken worked on many high-profile cases over the years, including first Robert Newlander trial. Mencken was an author and adjunct professor here at Syracuse University. His daughter Sarah posted on Facebook saying he was the greatest.
New York State will not hand in its budget on time due to ongoing negotiations. There is pressure to submit the budget by Monday. This stall is a consensus among lawmakers and will result in a disruption of paychecks for state workers. New York State Governor Kathy Hochul is in charge of the budget this year, and on Thursday she sent lawmakers back to their districts without a solution.
Today, a group of Staten Island Amazon workers became the company's first employees to unionize. Amazon labor union organizer Jason Anthony said this is a victory for the worker movement. Amazon has been criticized in the past for their anti-unionization efforts. While similar employees in Europe have been able to unionize, this is the first in the United States to do so.
Well, Tyler, opening day for minor league baseball here in Syracuse and MBT Bank Stadium is right around the corner. I'm looking forward to head out there for a ball game.
Super excited.
But here's the thing. There was snow on the ground today. It was windy. It was 40 degrees. What are we doing here, man?
I don't know, but Jacob Goldberg, I think, has all the answers. So, Jacob, what's going on here?
Yeah, guys, that weather is not looking too good outside today. A little bit of that wintry mix. 36 degrees so far in Syracuse at the moment. Now, as we go into tonight, we'll see that the temperatures drop about 1 degree to 35, but it's going to feel like 25. So if you're going to your late night Friday night dinner in downtown Syracuse, you might want to bring that heavy coat and maybe a rain jacket / umbrella as well, because we'll see some precipitation. Now on to tomorrow, we'll see 34 degrees at 9 a.m. all the way up to 44 at 6 p.m. So it's going to get a little bit nicer throughout the day. Guys, back to you.
Jacob, thanks so much. Coming up after the break, the United States has added more than 400,000 jobs in the month of March. Find out what has pushed Americans back to work in recent weeks.
And Pope Francis has issued an apology to Canadian Indigenous peoples for past abuse. We'll be right back.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Now back to Citrus TV News Live at 6 with Tegan Brown, Trey Redfield, Tyler O'Neill, and Peter Elliott. Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Jen Sackey is in talks of leaving her role as the White House press secretary for an on-air role at MSNBC. If she accepts, Sackey is expected to serve as a host and on-air expert.
Sackey held daily briefings since the start of the Biden presidency and initially stated she would be in the role for just 1 year. But overlapping crises such as the pandemic, withdrawal from Afghanistan, and the war in Ukraine appear to have extended her time in Washington.
The House of Representatives has passed a bill to decriminalize the use of marijuana at a federal level early Friday. The bill was originally passed in 2020, but could not gain much support in the then Republicanly controlled Senate.
Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement Act, otherwise known as the MORE Act, will in part allow for the removal of some convictions for cannabis. A poll last year found that 68% of Americans supported the full legalization of marijuana.
LGBTQ groups are suing Florida Governor Ron DeSantis over the so-called Don't Say Gay law. It forbids classroom instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity in kindergarten through 3rd grade.
The challengers filed the lawsuit in federal court in Tallahassee on behalf of Equality Florida and Family Equality. They allege the law violates constitutionally protected rights of free speech, equal protection, and due process.
America's employers extended a streak of robust hiring in March, adding 431,000 jobs. This all occurred during the economy's resilience in the face of the pandemic and the war between Russia and Ukraine, along with the highest inflation in 40 years. The government's report showed last month's job growth helped shrink the unemployment rate to 3.6%.
That 3.6% is the lowest rate since the pandemic erupted 2 years ago, and just above the half-century low of 3.5%. That was reached 2 years ago. Earlier today, President Biden shared the addition of new jobs in 2022.
That means that over the last 3 months, the economy has created more than 500,000, more than 500,000 jobs a month.
Yesterday, President Biden ordered the release of 1 million barrels of oil per day for the next 6 months. This move by Biden is made in an effort to cut gas prices in the United States.
He says it is unknown how much gasoline prices could decline as a result of this move, but he did suggest it might be from, quote, 10 cents to 35 cents a gallon. According to AAA, gas is averaging at about $4.23 per gallon right now, in comparison to just $2.87 a year ago.
And the latest in Russia, an oil storage depot in the Russian city of Belgorod was set on fire today. Russia is accusing Ukraine of the attack, but Kyiv will neither confirm nor deny the attack. A Russian Defense Ministry spokesman claimed 2 Ukrainian helicopters launched a missile attack on the depot.
The city of over 350,000 people is just north of the Ukrainian city of Kharkiv. Kharkiv has been heavily shelled by Russian forces and is surrounded by them as well.
Pope Francis has issued an apology to Canadian Indigenous peoples for the abuses they suffered due to church-run residential schools. Francis addressed members of the Métis, Inuit, and First Nations in Rome.
He hoped to visit Canada in July to deliver the apology himself. More than 150,000 Indigenous children were forced to attend Christian schools until the 1970s in an attempt to isolate them from their native culture.
Coming up on News Live at 6, I'll have your 5-day forecast.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But
I'm going to drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely going to call a ride home.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Now for the current temperatures across central New York and Syracuse right now, we have 38 degrees, as well as in Fulton and Rochester. As you get down into the south of the state, we see Binghamton, Ithaca, and Elmira all sitting at 42 degrees, so a decent jump up as you move down into the south part of the state. Now, as for the radar, you can see that Syracuse has a bunch of snow and rain coming through, but as we get into tonight, that snow and rain will go towards the east coast, towards Albany and to Boston, and you know, that'll clear up for some sunny skies. And now into the weekend outlook. Saturday 43 degrees, Sunday 39 degrees. Both days going to have some scattered rain showers. Guys, back to you.
Jacob, thank you. We now bring you breaking news inside the Citrus TV newsroom. A judge has denied Delane Maxwell a new trial. She requested one due to a juror failure that failed to deny his history of being sexually abused. She was found guilty in December of sex trafficking and 4 other counts of accusations saying she helped Epstein groom and abuse underage girls. Ashley Winskowski, what's going on in sports?
Coming up in sports, both men's and women's Syracuse Lacrosse are looking to keep their win streaks alive this weekend. Plus, 6 Lady Orange received national honors. Find out who after the break.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Mommy.
En tu nuevo rol te ayudamos a cuidar. Llama al 1-888-971-2013 y obtén información para cuidar mejor a quien cuidó de.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
It may be April Fool's Day, but both Syracuse lacrosse teams are trying to prove this weekend that they are no joke. Welcome into sports. I'm Ashley Winskowski. Men's lacrosse is seeking their 3rd straight win when they head to number 16 Notre Dame on Saturday. A win tomorrow would put them over the 500 mark for the first time since February. But the Orange haven't won a game in South Bend since 2017. Head coach Gary Gates says this is not the same Orange team that got blown out by the Fighting Irish last season.
Well, we got different coaching staff, we got different players, and I think we're a different team. So we're going to show up, give them our best game, and do what we've been working on, and hopefully give ourselves a chance to win.
Face-off is set for 2 p.m. at our Lotus Stadium. The game will be broadcast on ESPNU. And over on the women's side of the field, 6 members of the Orange have received national recognition. Inside Lacrosse announced their midseason All-American teams yesterday, with senior Megan Tyrell leading the Orange with a first-team selection. Tyrell ranks 10th in the nation with 57 points and 40 goals. Senior Sarah Cooper and junior Emma Tyrell received second-team honors, with Emily Harrischuk, Megan Carney, and Caitlin Mashevsky earning honorable mentions. These 6 look to lead the Orange as they aim to protect their 4-game win streak and stay perfect in ACC play. SU improved their record to 9-2 overall and 4-0 in the ACC after their win over number 6 Loyola on Tuesday. They'll face a Pitt team tomorrow that is 0-5 in the ACC and 6-6 overall. Game time is set for 12 p.m. on ACC Network. And Syracuse women's basketball finally received some good news yesterday following the departures of seniors Chrislyn and Chrissy Carr earlier in the week. University of Buffalo freshmen Sonia Wilson and Georgia Woolley will team back up with new SU head coach Felisa Leggett-Jack, who was their previous coach at Buffalo. Woolley was the Mid-American Conference Freshman of the Year last season, averaging 14.6 points per game and shot 41.8% from the floor. She had 12 20-point games last season, including a career-high 30 points against Eastern Michigan. Wilson, a Rochester native, played in 14 games last season and averaged 56% from the floor. Coach Leggett-Jack said in a press release she is thrilled to have the 2 transfers back in Orange. And down in the Grapefruit League, New York Mets fans were told 5 words that were enough to ruin their day, and mine. Jacob deGrom is out indefinitely. The Mets ace was supposed to put the final touches on his spring training campaign this afternoon, but instead was in an MRI tube after he felt tightness in his right shoulder. The Mets announced on Twitter this afternoon deGrom has a stress reaction in his right scapula and will be shut down from throwing for at least a month, making Max Scherzer their probable opening day starter.
Horrible news for the Mets, actually, but thank you so much. Coming up after this break, Jacob Goldberg returns with your wake-up weather.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid. A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close. I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us. But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words. These are not my words. These are not my words.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees. Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Now for that wake-up weather tomorrow, 37 degrees in Syracuse as you wake up. It's going to be better than it was today. Only a 5% chance of rain, so if you want to be extra prepared, you're welcome to bring that raincoat, but you're not necessarily going to need it. Now for the photo of the day, I was out a lot today. I was with CitrusTV reporter Alana Epstein. We were walking in the quad. There was about a 3-minute time period where it wasn't raining, so we took the chance to take a nice photo on the quad.
And then it all started snowing. So odd.
That was an April Fool's joke. At least I was hoping it was.
Well, as you may have seen, we've been changing up the graphics and the music on the show today as our own attempt at an April Fool's joke.
You
See what we did there? Got him! But anyways, that's all the time we have today on Citrus TV News Live at 6.
For more of the latest, follow us on Citrus TV News or on Twitter and Instagram, or check out our website at citrustv.com.
Find us on TikTok too, _CitrusTV_. For all of us here at Citrus TV News, I'm Trey Redfield.
And I'm Tyler Melito. Have a great night. Have a great weekend, Syracuse. We'll see you next week.